Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna and I am your friendly neighborhood Epik applicant helper. Or at least that's what I signed myself up to become. So I know that you guys have so many questions on the Epik application in itself and placement and all of that, so I really want to arm you with as much information and facts as I possibly can that is up to date, which is, let me check, December 13, 2018. So if that is something that you are interested in, definitely please keep on watching. That's the bell, I gotta go. Hey guys, okay, so first things first when it comes to applying to Epik. So I think that a lot of people kind of mix up this whole idea of preference and placement. So preference does not mean that you are guaranteed your preference. Your preference is just that, it's a preference. So what Epik does is sends your application out to that specific location, whether it's Seoul, Daejeon, Incheon, Jeju, etc., etc. They will send it there first as long as there is a opening. So if it is completely full, obviously your application is not going to go there because it's kind of pointless. There's no positions. So Epik sends it there and then it moves on from there. Either you're accepted or you're not. So your preference is not guaranteed. Now, I know that a lot of people believe that if you are like the first applicant or the earlier you get there, the more likely you are to get placed in that position. That's not true. In fact, honestly, there was a person in my intake who was the first one interviewed, was the first one to send her docs in, aside from like leftover fall applicants, and did not get her preference. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind, that just because you're first or you're the earliest, it doesn't mean that you're 100% going to get your preference. Your preference is just that, a preference. So just know that when you're applying to Epik, keep an open mind in terms of where you're going to live for the next year, and if that's not up your alley, then Epik might not be for you. Number 2. So the second thing that I want to bring up about placement is that Epik doesn't place you. So what I mean by that is basically that Epik is kind of like, think of this massive recruiter. So all Epik does is kind of like a preliminary check on your qualifications and your application and interview you to see if you would be a good fit to be a teacher in South Korea. From there, all that they do is send your application out to the preference sites that you have listed, and you either get passed or looked over. So basically what happens is that the Office of Education looks at your application, go through it, and they either go hired or pass. And so if you are hired, then obviously you're going to get that location. And if you are passed, then you are moved on to a closer outlying POE or MOE, depending on where you are. Obviously, it all depends upon like if there are positions nearby and also the need. So certain locations are going to need more teachers at any given intake. And I don't really think there's any rhyme or reason to it. It could just be an influx of more budget money within the district, or a lot of teachers are leaving in that district. So I think it all depends on the numbers. So for example, in my intake, obviously most people want Seoul, and a lot of people who were skipped over from Seoul, usually they would be put in Daejeon or Gyeonggi-do, but actually a lot of teachers ended up getting put into Daegu. So yeah, so it's just kind of like a numbers game of like where needs the most teachers, and that's most likely where you might float to if you are skipped over from your preference location. So I know that a lot of people get all up in arms and angry at Epik itself, but I want you guys to know that Epik isn't the one that places you. It's not like Epik looks at your application and goes, yep, definitely Seoul, they're getting placed there. It's not like that at all. It's the HR office at any given Office of Education within the POE or MOE that your application is at. So yes, like I said before, being early does help you in terms of there's more like positions open for a given location, but it doesn't guarantee you your preference, and it isn't Epik that places you. So that's just the second little tip here on Epik placement. All right, so number 3. do or die about your preference. So if you're Seoul, do or die. Daejeon, do or die. Jeju, do or die. This is not the program for you, my friend. And I really want to stress that because so many applicants I know are like, I need this location or a city, or like, I'm just not about this. And I need everyone to understand that this is like Russian roulette when it comes to getting placed. There are things you can do that will help better your chances of getting placed in your preference. I happen to be placed in my preference. There are people who get placed in their preference, and some were earlier, some were not earlier. There is nothing that will 100% mean that you are getting a location except for maybe having the hours for Busan, and that pretty much kind of guarantees you that because there aren't many people who do. So that might be the one location, and Jeju, because not too many people want that, like, at all. So those maybe are the two locations that you might, 100% get if you have the qualifications and you really want them. But anywhere else that you want to get placed is not guaranteed for you. There might not be any positions available, or they just might not hire you. So if you are do or die about any location, I do not suggest applying to Epik, because you are not guaranteed. It can run in your favor. It ran in my favor. It ran in others applicants' favors. Yes. But if it is like you get anywhere else but your preference, Epik's not for you. And I highly suggest you look into maybe a private school or a Hagwon. And I am not, the master of South Korean teaching jobs or by any means, but I do know that when it comes to Epik, you have to be ready for anything. So if you do or die, this might not be the program for you, and that's okay. But there's plenty of recruiters that know private schools, and just really do your research if that's the route you're going to go. It wasn't for me, it's not for everyone, but yeah, so if you're do or die, this might not be the best decision for you. Maybe look into Hagwon or other private schools, and best of luck. Right, I'm running out of places here, so hi. So my fourth kind of myth buster is that rural placement means you will be in an endless rice paddy field with no one but I don't know, a bear to call your companion. Why would a bear be in a rice paddy field? I don't really know. I think a lot of people misconstrue what a rural placement might mean and look like, and I really do want to do a video all on this when I'm actually in Korea and know people who are placed rurally. There are plenty of videos on YouTube, and as you can see by the rural placements, it's not, in the middle of nowhere with nothing, no lights, nothing. Like, Korea is very accessible. Why can't I speak? Korea is very accessible. You can get anywhere within, a couple of hours if you're really out somewhere, but Seoul is not end all be all of South Korea, and I've said this before, and I know that a lot of people don't believe me, but it has so much to offer. So if you are nervous about rural placement, I get it, especially if you're from a rural place and you're just like, bruh, I want some city life. I get it. I feel you. I do. But all of South Korea is really easy to get around. So if by any random chance you do get placed rurally, not royally, that'd be kind of cool, but rurally, it's not the end of the world. And in fact, many rural POEs do have cities within them, and they're not like major cities, but still, it's a city. they're gonna have all the major conveniences that any city does. So don't get too like fussed up in a knot if you're not, you know, in like the most bustling place, because you never know. You might end up being where you need to be and where you might enjoy the most. I think a lot of people underestimate like big city life, and even though I don't like live in a big city, I am really close to New York City. I'm there pretty often. My town is still a pretty busy city. I think a lot of people like underestimate what it's like to live in a major city. So even though Seoul is amazing, I am sure, you know, don't fear life and like that you're gonna be like living in like sheer boredom if you're not exactly where you want to be. All right, we're down to number 5, and this is the last one. The last tip on placement is that no one really knows how placement 100% works. So I know that you've watched this whole video thinking that I know everything about placement and I'm some magical unicorn. I'm not, I promise. I've just been researching nonstop and just have kind of been making lots of connections with placements and stuff, slash asking recruiters questions about placement, but no one knows 150% exactly how it works. Everything I could say today might not apply tomorrow. So do take it all with a grain of salt. I just want you guys to come in with as many facts as you possibly can when it comes to applying, especially when it comes to somewhere that you're gonna live for the next year or so. So yeah, don't think that your placement is like doom and gloom if it's not where you, I know I keep saying it, but like I really mean it. Like just because you don't get your preference, it's not doom and gloom. Every placement has its pros and its cons everywhere, and all you have to do is come in with the right mindset and ready to tackle whatever it is that's coming your way. Like I said, Korea is super accessible, like super accessible, so it's not like you can't get around anywhere, and honestly you're working Monday through like Friday afternoon, so the weekend is yours to explore and play, but chances are that on Monday through like Thursday you're not really going out that much, so you're gonna be focused on your job and eating and just like living your day-to-day life that you do when you work a 9-to-5 job, which is what you're going to go do if you're applying to Epik. So the weekend is yours to explore, to do as you wish to do, to go to where you wish to go. So take full advantage of your weekends, especially if you're not where you want to be placed. And if you plan on staying an extra year, then you can apply again and get your have a better chance of your preference of applying to Seoul, because you can apply right at the bat and all of your documents are already in Korea, so it's a little bit easier to transfer within. So you know, your placement doesn't mean that that's where you're gonna stay for the next like 10 years of your life. You can reapply to move elsewhere if you wanna stay in Korea for longer than a year. And if you're only there for a year, I say make the most of wherever it is that you are. Explore as much as you can. Korea is such a beautiful, wonderful, large country to just like adventure in, and it's so central to all of Asia, and it's just a really dope place, to be honest. So if you are super anxious about getting placed in the boonies somewhere, as I think most people are, it's normal, it's natural, I don't blame you. I just want to kind of really emphasize that Korea is a small little country, smaller than most states in the United States, like Texas. It's smaller than Texas. So if you're from Texas or somewhere like Texas, it's smaller than your state. Let's just kind of put that into perspective, okay? You can travel throughout all of Korea quite easily, so never fear. I really want to stress that. Please don't fear wherever it is that you're going. I know it's scary. I know exactly how you're feeling because I was there. And I'm still there because I haven't gone there yet. But I just wanted to kind of put things out there because I know fall? Yes, fall is applying soon. So I know that a lot of people have questions about it and stuff. So I wanted to put this out there. I hope that you enjoyed, and if you do, please give it a big thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe. Please, it would mean the world to me. I have a big goal of reaching 500 subscribers by the end of this year. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I'd really appreciate it if you clicked on and subscribe. I'm going to do way more adventures once I am abroad. So yeah, thanks for watching. It means the world to me that you stood to the end, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.